Assalamu alaikum. In today's mathematics session, we will start exercise 5.2a of IGCSE Extended Mathematics that is recommended by AQA examinations. Our topic is calculations with fractions. Let's do question number 1. In question number 1, it says Gil cuts 3 pieces of piping from a pipe 6 inches long. The pieces measure 1 1/2 inches, 2 1/4 inches, and 1 5/8 inches. How much pipe is spare? So to figure out the spare pipe length, first let's add all the used lengths. So first of all, we will say that the total length cut by Gil will be equal to the sum of all these fractions, 1 1/2 and 2 1/4 and 1 5/8. It is in inches. So let's add. Before addition, we will convert all the fractions to improper fractions because these are in mixed fractions. So it will be 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, it will be 3 over 2. Then it will be 9 over 4. And then it will be 13 over 8. Now to add, first we will make the denominator same. So the lowest common multiple can be 8. So 2 times 4 is 8. We need to do the same thing on the top. 4 times 2 is 8. And again, we will multiply 2 on the top as well. We will get 12 over 8 plus 18 over 8 plus 13 over 8. So in total, it will be 43/8. It means 43/8 inches pipe has been used, and we have to find the remaining length of the pipe. So to find the remaining length, we will subtract the used length from the total length. The total length is 6 inches and we are going to subtract 43/8. So again, to subtract, first we need to make denominator same. So let's assume denominator 1 over there, and we will multiply with 8, and similarly we'll multiply the same number on the top. We will get 48/8, take away 43/8. And now if we subtract, we will get 5/8. It means 5/8 inches length is remaining. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 2, it says Asif writes 1/2 plus 1/3 that is being divided by 1 over 1 1/2, take away 1 over 2 1/2, that is equals to 2/9. And it says that it is wrong. So we have to find the correct answer. So let's solve the fractions. It's very easy process. First, we will solve the brackets, like we can make the denominator same here. And we will also convert the mixed numbers into improper fractions. Like 1 1/2 can be 3 over 2, and 2 1/2 can be 5 over 2. So here, first we need to make denominator same. So the lowest common multiple or the least common multiple will be 6. So let's multiply with 3. And here we'll multiply with 2. So if I rewrite the fractions, we will get 3 over 6 plus 2 over 6. And here, look, 1 is being divided by 3 over 2, so we can simply write as 2/3. And similarly, we can write 2/5 over there. Like if we divide 1 by 3 over 2, we will get 2/3. Now, if we solve this, we get 5/6 over there, and we need to solve this bracket now. We can multiply 3 with 5 and 2 with 5, and 5 with 3 and 2 with 3. We will get denominator same, and then we will be able to subtract. We will get 10 over 15, take away 6 over 15. Now, if we further simplify, we get 5/6 divided by 4 over 15. Now we will apply the rule keep chain flip. That will give us 5/6 times 15 over 4. Now, if I further solve, I will get 75 over 24. And we can also simplify by dividing with the highest common factor, that is 3. We will get 25 over 8. So this is the correct answer that Asif should get. But in B part, we have to suggest that what Asif has done wrong. So basically, it seems that he is not considering the mixed fractions, and he is just adding the numerators and denominators to get to 9 over there. So we will write that he simply added numerators and denominators. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 3, it says Beatrice works overtime one weekend. She is paid at time and a quarter. Means she is paid 1 and 1/4 hours for every hour she works. Like when she works for 1 hour, her 1 hour is considered as 1 and 1/4 hours. She works for 4 hours on Saturday and 5.5 hours on Sunday. She gets paid $5 per hour. How much money does she earn from overtime? So first of all, we will get the total earning that she earns per hour. As her 1 hour is considered as 1.25 hours, means 1 and 1/4 hours. So her overtime rate will be equals to 5 times 1.25 hours. That will be $6.25. Now let's calculate how many hours does she works in total. So the total hours she works is equal to 4 plus 5.5 hours. So in total, she works for 9.5 hours. So as we know that per hour rate is $6.25, so let's calculate the total earning. The total earning will be equals to 9.5 times 6.25, and that will be 59.375. As this is the currency, so we will round to nearest cent. So we can round it to $59.38. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 4, it says, here are 8 fractions. And in its A part, it says which pairs add up to a whole number. So basically we have to observe carefully that which fractions are added up to a whole number. For example, while observing, we will consider those fractions, or we will add those fractions where the denominator is already same and the sum of the numerators will be the multiple of the denominator. For example, if you see 1/2 and 5/2, 1/2 and 5/2 can be added up together, like 1/2 plus 5/2 will become 6/2. And you can see that 6 is the multiple of 2, so you can easily divide to get a whole number like 3. Similarly, if you carefully observe, 2.5 is basically the mixed number, like it's same as 5/2, but it's just written in mixed fraction. So you can also take another pair that will be 1/2 and 1 and 1/2. That will also give us 1/2 and 5/2 if we convert again into improper fraction. And then if you finally add, you will get 6/2 means 3. Similarly, we can consider 5/2 and 2.5 because it's also 5/2 and we will get the denominator same. First, we can convert into improper fraction, that will be 5/2 as well. So look that if we write denominator as common and if we add the numerators, we get 10, and 10 is the multiple of 2, means we can finally write our answer as 5. So these are the pairs which can be combined to get a whole number. These are basically 3 pairs. Now we see its B part. In its B part, it says which pair multiply to make 1. So please observe very carefully. For B, we need to multiply those fractions which are multiplicative inverse of each other. For example, 3/4 times 4/3 will give us 1 because these fractions are multiplicative inverse of each other. So this is the only pair that gives us 1. Now we'll see its C part. It says which pair multiply to make 1 and 1/2. In other words, they want us to get 3/2. Like we need to multiply some fractions and that gives us the product 3/2 after multiplication. So let's observe. Look, we have 3/5 and 5/2. If we multiply these two fractions, like in C part, if we multiply 3/5 times 5/2, 5 and 5 will be cancelled and we get 3/2 as our answer. Similarly, if I take these two fractions like 3/5 and 2.5, so 2.5 is again 5/2 if we convert into improper fraction. So again, we can cancel 5 and 5. So we're left with 1 and 1 there. So if we multiply, so we will get 3/2 as our answer. So this is the another pair. So these are the two pairs which gives 3/2 after multiplication. By the way, finally, it would be 1 and 1/2, and similarly, it is also 1 and 1/2. Now let's see its D part. In D part, they want us to find a pair where one is twice the other. So in D part, if we observe these fractions, like 3/4 is basically 2 times 3/8. because if we multiply 2 times 3, we get 6, and it will be 6/8, and if we further simplify, we get 3/4. So look, that 3/4 is basically 2 times of 3/8. In E part, they want us to subtract the smallest value from the largest value. So first of all, we can convert each fraction into decimal so that it becomes easy to get the largest and the smallest fraction. So 1/2 is always 0.5. 3/4 will be 0.75. 3/5 is basically 0.6. 1/8 is always 0.125. And 4/3 will be 1.333 up to so on. And 5/2 is basically 2.5. And 3/8 will be 0.375. And 2.5 is again 2.5. So if you carefully observe, the largest fraction is definitely the one which is 2.5. So the fraction is basically 5/2, and the smallest one is 0.125, and its fraction was 1/8. It means we need to subtract, like for E part, we need to subtract 1/8 from 5/2. For this purpose, we will make the denominator same, like 2 times 4 is 8, and we need to do the same thing on the top. So we'll get 20/8, take away 1/8, and then we will get 19/8. We can also convert into mixed number. We know that 8 times 2 is 16, and we will left with 3 as the remainder. So we can write it as 2 3/8. In F part, it says how many times does the smallest fraction go into the largest. So again, if we write in E part, the smallest fraction was 1/8. This is the smallest one. And the largest fraction was 5/2. So we need to figure out that how many times does 1/8 goes into 5/2. So for this purpose, we can divide 5/2 by 1/8. And we know that there is a rule that is keep, change, flip. So we can write 5/2 times 8/1. And finally, we will get highest common factor. That will be 2 over there, like the highest common factor of 2 and 8 is 2. So we can divide 2/2, we'll get 1, and we can divide 8/2, we will get 4. And finally, we can multiply 5 times 4, which will be 20. It means that the largest fraction is 20 times bigger than the smallest fraction. Let's do the G part. In G part, it says that which two are reciprocals of one another. Definitely, it was 3/4 and 4/3. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 5, it says by writing the fractions with common denominator, put these fractions in ascending order. And in B part, we need to arrange the fractions in descending order. So let's do the A part first. In A part, I will do only the first part, where I need to write 3/7 and 7/8 and 5/14 in ascending order, means from smallest to largest. So to figure out these smallest and the larger fractions, first we need to write in common denominators. For that purpose, we need to find its LCM. So let's write down the denominator in terms of its prime factors. So the prime factors of 7 will be 7 only, and the prime factors of 8 will be 2 times 2 times 2, and the prime factors of 14 will be 2 times 7. To find LCM, we will make the groups. So there is a group of 2, and there is a group of 7. Let's multiply the groups with the non-groups. So 2 times 7 will be multiplied with the non-groups, like 2 times 2. So let's make the denominator same by multiplying 7 with 8. And we need to do the same thing on the top, and 8 times 7, and 7 times 7, and 14 times 4, and 5 times 4. So finally, we will get 24/56, and 49/56, and 20/56. Now, if we arrange in ascending order, we will finally write 20/56 first, then 24/56, and then 49/56. Let's rewrite the fractions in their original form. We know that 20/56 was originally 5/14, and 24/56 was originally 3/7, and 49/56 was originally 7/8. So this is how you can also arrange the second part in ascending order. First, we need to find the LCM, and then we will make the denominator same, and then we can write in ascending order, and finally we will again write the fractions in their original form. Now let me do B part and its first part. it says we have to arrange in descending order. So again, we need to know the least common multiple of these denominators. So we can easily convert each fraction or each denominator to 40 because 40 is the multiple of all these denominators. So let's converge. We will rewrite the fractions like 2/5, 3/8, 3/4, and 17/40. We know that 5 times 8 is 40, and 8 times 5 is 40, and 4 times 10 is 40. It's already 40, so there is no need to further multiply it. Let's rewrite the fractions. It will be 16/40, and then 15/40, and then 30/40, and then 17/40. Now, if we arrange in descending order, so in descending order, we will write 30/40 first, then 17/40, then 16/40, and then 15/40. Now we will rewrite the fractions in their original form. So 30/40 was originally 3/4, 17/40 was originally as it is, and 16/40 was originally 2/5, and 15/40 was originally 3/8. So this is how we can arrange in descending order. Now you can easily do the second part of part B. I'm leaving this for you. You can easily attempt it. Now let me do question number 6. In question number 6, it says, is 1/2 closer to 4/9 or 6/11? Give your reason. So for this purpose, we can first find the difference of 4/9 from 1/2 and then 6/11 from 1/2. So we will see that which difference is less. Definitely where the difference will be less, that fraction will be closer to 1/2. So let's find the difference first. So first of all, we will subtract 4/9 from 1/2. We will make the denominator same. Like 2 times 9 is 18, and then 9 times 2 is 18. So we will get 9/18, take away 8/18, and that will be 1/18. Now we will also see the difference of 1/2 and 6/11. So 6/11 is bigger, so I'm subtracting 1/2 from 6/11. And again, to make the denominator same, I will multiply it with 2, and here I will multiply with 11. And then I will get 12/22, take away 11/22, and I will get 1/22. Now, if you carefully observe two fractions like 1/22 and 1/18, 1/2 is the least difference. That's why we will say that 1/2 is closer to 6/11 because its difference from 1/2 is less than the difference of 4/9. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 7, it says here are 3 identical shapes. 4/7 of A is shaded and 3/5 of C is shaded. How much B is shaded? So this is a bit tricky problem, but we will do it with a very easy method. First, let's consider this figure represents 1, means one whole. And definitely it says that 4/7 of A is shaded, means this 1 is actually being divided into 7 parts. And out of 7, 4/7 is shaded, means 3/7 is not shaded. Similarly, if we consider the C as a whole, means one figure, or as a whole figure, and it says 3/5 of C is shaded, means this total figure can be divided into 5 segments, and out of 5, 3 are being shaded, means this represents 3/5 of the total region, and this represents 2/5 of the total region. Now you can easily observe figure B, and let's assume it 1, means it's whole figure. And in this figure, this portion is not shaded, means 3/7 is not shaded, and also 2/5 is also not shaded. Only this middle section is shaded. So for this middle section, let's subtract 3/7 and 2/5 from 1. So 1 take away 3/7 and 2/5. So for this purpose, let's make the denominator same. Let's consider the denominator over here as 1. And the LCM will be definitely 35. So let's times it with 35, and then again with 35 over there. And then 7 times 5, and then 3 times 5, and 5 times 7, and then 2 times 7. Now we will see the same denominator like 35 over 35, take away 15 over 35, and then 14 over 35. Now we can easily subtract Like first, if we subtract 15 from 35, we get 20 over 35, and then we will left with 14 over 35. Like first we solve these two fractions. And finally, if we subtract, we get 6 over 35. It means this portion is shaded in B part. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 8, it says choose from the list the two fractions with the lowest product. Explain your choice. So for this purpose, we need to figure out the two smallest fractions. So again, the fractions are not having the same denominator. So for first of all, we will make the denominator same. For that purpose, we will write the numbers in their prime factors. So the prime factors of 2 will be 2, and the prime factors of 8 will be 2 times 2 times 2, and the prime factors of 5 will be 5 only, and the prime factors of 7 will be only 7, and the prime factors of 10 will be 2 times 5. So to find the lowest common multiple, we will make the groups. So look that there is a group of 2 over there, and then we have a group of 5 over there. So let's multiply the groups with the non-groups. So 2 times 5, we will multiply these groups with the non-groups with 2 and 2 and 7. So to find LCM, we will multiply these. So 2 times 5 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 20 times 2 is 40, and 40 times 7 is 280. It means we can convert each fraction, each denominator to 280. So for that purpose, we will write the fractions again. So 1/2, then 3/8, then 2/5, then 4/7, and then 1/10. So we know that 2 times 140 will give us 280 over there. We will multiply the same number on the top. Similarly, 8 times 35 is 280. So we will multiply the same number on the top. And then 5 times 56 is 280. And 7 times 40 is 280. And 10 times 28 is 280. So let's rewrite the fractions. We will get 1/40 divided by 280. And then 105 over 280, 112 over 280, 160 over 280. And finally, we will write 28 over 280. So amongst these fractions, the smallest fractions are 1/10. Like I'm writing the fractions in its original form. Basically, 28 over 280 is the smallest one. So in its original form, it is 1/10. And also 105 over 280 is another smaller fraction comparative to the remaining ones. So in its original form, it is 3/8. So these are two smallest fractions amongst these. So now if we take the product of 3/8 and 1/10, we get 3/80. So this is the smallest product that we can get. In question number 9, it says if A is greater than B, then 1/A is greater than 1/B. Is this statement true? Give your reason. So let's take two numbers. So let's assume A is 5 and B is 2. So this statement holds true here because here 5 is greater than 2 means A is greater than B of it. Now let's figure out that is it also true for 1/A and 1/B? Like 1/A is greater than 1/B. So let's replace A with 5 and B with 2. And now to do the comparison, we will make the denominator same. So we'll get 2 over there, and similarly we'll multiply 2 with 5 over there because we get 10 as the common denominator if we multiply 5 with 2 and 2 with 5. So we will finally get 2/10 and 5/10. So this time you can see that 1/5 is not giving us the greater number than 5/10. It means that when we flip the numbers, the smaller number will become the bigger one, and the larger number or the bigger number becomes the smaller one. So its answer is no, that this statement is not true. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 10, it says fill the empty squares to make each statement true horizontally and vertically. So we can see that in this column, 1/2 is being multiplied with some number to get 3/20. So we can easily figure out this number because if we multiply the numerator with 3 and denominator with 10, we get 3/20. Similarly, in this row, we have to add 1/2 and 1/6 to get this number. So let's add 1/2 and 1/6. So first we need to make the denominator same. We can multiply this 2 with 3 and then 3 on the top. So we will get 3/6 and 1/6, and finally we get 4/6. So we can replace with 4/6 over there. By the way, we can also write 2/3 over there because this is the simplest form. So here we can have two answers like 4/6 and 2/3. And now if we complete this row, the bottom row, it says that 3/20 is being multiplied with some number and we are getting 1/10. So definitely this time we need to multiply it with 2/3. Because if we multiply with 2/3, we get 2/10 after simplification. Because 3 and 3 will be cancelled and 2/20 will be simplified as 1/10. And now we can complete this middle column. Here they want us to figure out the number that can be added in 1/6 to get 2/3. So basically we can make the equation that 1/6 plus a fraction that should give us 2/3. So to figure out this fraction, let's apply the algebraic technique and we will subtract 1/6 from 2/3. So 2/3 take away 1/6. For this subtraction, we can make the denominator same by multiplying with 2 over there. And we will get 4/6. So 4/6 take away 1/6 will give us 3/6. It means this number should be 3/6 over there. Because 1/6 and 3/6 will give us 2/3. And now we can complete the last column and we can first figure out this number because we can easily multiply 3/10 and 3/6 and we will get 9/60. And by the way, its simplest form will be definitely 3/20. So we can also replace 3/20 over there. And now we are left with star. We have to figure out this operation that can be performed between 2/3 and 3/20 to get 1/10. So let's observe there that what operation should we perform between 2/3 and 3/20 to get 1/10. So I think we should perform the multiplication operation because 2/3 and 3/20 will be 1/10 if we multiply, and if we cancel this 3 and 3, and if we multiply we get 2/20, and that can be simplified to 1/10. So this star can be replaced with multiplication sign. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 11, they have given us some fractions and we need to figure out this unknown numerator. Let's assume this numerator as x. So we will consider this problem as an algebraic problem. So let's do it. I will rewrite the fractions like 5/8 times 51/11 times, I will basically shift this fraction where the numerator is unknown at the end, and I will just multiply with 3/7, and I will also replace the division with multiplication, and I will flip this fraction like 34/44 will be written as 44/34. And definitely I will write down x/45 there equals 1. Now let's multiply all the numerators over there. So by using calculator, if I multiply the numerators, I will get 33,660x on the top and 942,480 equals 1. Now to find x, I will shift these numbers on the other side. So look, that 942,480 is being divided over there. So I will multiply it on the other side. And similarly, 33,660 is being multiplied with x. So I will divide it on the other side. So when I will rewrite the fractions, means I will rewrite as, so let me rewrite the equation as 1 times 942,480, and it will be divided by 33,660. So finally, if I divide the numerator by denominator by using calculator, I will get 28. It means the unknown numerator was 28. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 12, it says 3 friends have different ways of dividing fractions. Like Zosia is actually dividing 2/5 by 3/4. Like she is first writing the equivalent fractions, like she is making the denominator same, and then she is dividing the numerators. And Ahmed is simply, while Ahmed is actually cross multiplying, like he multiplied 2 with 4, he got 8 over there, and then he divided the fraction 8/5 by 3. Mara is basically setting up an equation, like she wrote 2/5 equals the answer times 3/4. Basically 3/4 was actually dividing 2/5, but here on the other side, she has written with multiplication sign. And now she is multiplying both sides with 2/5. And then in the next step, she multiplied both sides with 4/3, means the reciprocal of this multiplicand. Like when she multiplied 2/5 with 4/3, she get 8 over 15, and on the right side, she get cancelled 3/4 with 4/3. So let's apply the same technique in A part. So first of all, if we apply the Zosia's technique, we can first make the denominator same. The common denominator should be 35. So let's multiply both fractions. Like here, 5 times 7 will be 35, and we will do the same thing on the top, and 7 times 5 is 35, and we will do the same thing on the top, and we will get 28 over 35 divided by 15 over 35. And if we apply the same method, we will cancel the denominators, and we will finally write the fractions like 28 over 15. Now, if we apply Ahmed's technique, we will write 4/5 divided by 3/7 first, as written in the question. And then we will multiply 7 with 4, and then we will divide that fraction by 3. So we will rewrite as 28 over 5 divided by 3. And now if I divide, I will get 28 over 15. And finally, if we apply Maran's technique, I will set an equation like I will write 4/5 equals answer times 3/7. And now I will multiply both sides with the reciprocal of 3/7, and I will get 4/5 times 7/3 equals answer times 3/7 times 7/3. So if we solve the left side, I will get 28 over 15. Like we multiply the numerators and denominators. And on the right side, I will get 3/7 cancelled with 7/3, and I will left with answer. So the answer will be 28 over 15. So by using these three techniques, we can get the same answer as these three friends are getting. Similarly, we can apply the same technique on B part. That is, I'm leaving for you. You can easily do by yourself. Thank you. This was all for today. You can ask your questions through comments. Thank you.